99% of people don't live freely. They live confined by words, those labels given to me by society and by my past and by my accomplishments. And there's this temptation to then spend the next 10 years of my life living out those labels, to think that's who I am and to follow the implicit instructions of those labels. And there's this almost subtle force that you'll face many times a day in your life of life just saying like, stick to the blueprint and stick to convention. And it's that little bit of resistance where you've got to turn and say, no, we're going to do it this way. The unnecessary pressure to like slide into one of these binary boxes. This is probably why a lot of people get themselves into these like midlife crises where they lose their intrinsic joy for their work and they start to question who they were because they let society or their past or their mum define who they are, and then they just played that role until they got to 41 years old thinking about jumping out the window. My inspirations, the thing I love and admire most about those individuals was they didn't let their past or a label define them. And that inspires me. I think that's a free way to live. And so I thought the most intrinsically rewarding way I could probably live my life was to resist my labels. I'm a guy with a bunch of skills that loves so many things. I don't have one singular passion, I have tons of passion. And that's why I try and take it back to foundational things, which is like, how do you feel? Just follow your joy and do more of the stuff you like and less of the stuff you don't like. The most important thing for me was getting myself to that point where I knew that intrinsically, no matter what I did, no matter how successful I become, my inherent value doesn't change. And then that has become the platform to be competitive and chase and be aggressive at the things that really matter to me, because the prize at the end of that is worthwhile intrinsically for me. Believing that you're enough whilst also striving for so much more, that kind of foundational thinking is freeing again, and it lets you live a more peaceful life. You know what I mean? So again, this is the war of words and how it ruins people's lives. They're just a bunch of really unhelpful words that we give ourselves to make ourselves make sense. And why be restrictive? Because I'm going to die anyway. It doesn't matter.